Chapter 11. Sarah. The office is mostly dark when I arrive a few minutes later, but one lone light shines from Janice's office. We don't have an on-site security guard because our building is in a safe location, and I've never felt a need. But I suddenly wish there was someone else in the building making sure it was safe. There's an eerie feeling in the air as I step out of the car, and I grasp my purse tightly and hurry to the door, my heart pounding in my chest with each step. I stop to catch my breath once I'm inside and then make my way up to Janice's office. She looks up with an apologetic expression when I knock on her door jamb a few minutes later. "Thank you for coming. I'm sorry I had to call you away." I shake my head and wave my hand to dismiss her apology. "It's no problem. The dinner was over anyway. Honestly, you probably saved me from boring small talk." "Oh no, was it that bad?" "Not all bad," I say, thinking about JD and how we'd planned to get together after the dinner. But I didn't have much in common with the people at my table. Well, at least the ones who weren't named JD, but I keep that tidbit to myself. "So what's going on here?" "Something with the layout." Janice pulls up an image on her computer. "But I'm not sure exactly what it is. I was going to call Mark, but you know his wife just had their baby and it didn't seem right to drag him out of his house so late." No, that wouldn't have gone over well. I think back to the last Christmas party we had when Mark's wife had a little too much to drink. The stigma about angry redheads had nothing on her, and though she'd been inebriated at the time, I can't imagine how she might act when sleep-deprived. "You made the right call. Okay, let me see what's going on with this." She stands to give me her chair. "How about I get us some coffee?" I glance at my watch. It's a little late for caffeine, but if there's some decaf, I'll take that. If not, green tea is good. "Got it. Be right back." As Janice heads toward the kitchen area, I turn my attention to the layout issue. It is definitely off, but it takes me a minute to realize why. It's small, but when I zoom in, I can see that some of the images are missized and the spacing is inconsistent. Either Mark was distracted, or he handed this off to someone underneath him and didn't do a good job checking it. I'll have to have a discussion with him on Monday, but I won't go hard on him. It can't be easy with a new baby in the house. I imagine his sleep schedule has been disrupted, and I know firsthand how that can affect your concentration. I begin moving the images around and adjusting some of the colors. Janice returns a few minutes later and hands me a decaf coffee before pulling up a chair behind me to watch what I'm doing. "Is it an easy fix?" she asks as she sips her own drink. "Mostly easy, but not really quick. Thanks for the drink." I pick up the mug, enjoying the warmth, and pause long enough to take a sip. "You're welcome." I work in silence for a few minutes, Janice watching over my shoulder and asking questions along the way, as well as pointing out spaces I miss. "So you didn't tell me about the dinner," she says when we finally finish fixing the ad. "Did anything good happen?" She emphasizes the word anything and leans in, begging for some details. I finish the coffee and think about what I can say. I don't want to tell her I'm seeing someone because she'll ask all sorts of questions that I'm not ready to answer. But maybe I could mention a handsome stranger. Well, there was one man at my table I found intriguing. I don't know much about him other than his name because we really only engaged in small talk, and I'll probably never see him again, I say quickly when her face lights up. But there was that, plus the food was good. "Never say never, though." She stands and stretches, her back cracking as she reaches over her head. I'm beat. I sure hope sleep comes quickly tonight. Me too, I add as a large yawn escapes me. But I know it probably won't. Insomnia is something I've dealt with for a long time, and it's only gotten worse with Claire's suicide. Go on and head home. I'll close up tonight. Janice shakes her head. No, I'll stay and get it sent off. I hate to keep you later after I called you in. It's fine. Go home. I'll see you on Monday. Are you sure? Of course. I flash her a smile and a wave, and then give the ad one more final look before I save it, send it to the right department, and shut down the computer. I grab my bag and head toward the door, but as I turn out the lights in the office, a noise grabs my attention, and I spin toward it. The rest of the office is dark, long shadows stretching out like dark tendrils across the floor. But could someone be lurking in the shadows? The office doors that I can see are all shut, and there's no soft light as if from a computer screen visible. Hello? I call. Janice? Perhaps she knocked something over on her way out, and that's what I heard. Though if that had been the case, I'm sure she would have said something. My heartbeat speeds up as I wait, but nothing moves except the shiver that races down my spine. Is anyone there? When nothing answers but silence, I decide I must have imagined it and finish turning off the lights. My unease does not lessen, though, and I move as quickly as I can to the elevator. I pause before punching the button. Though I've been here after hours before, it feels ominous and foreboding tonight, and the thought of being alone in the tiny car unnerves me. However, the option of dark, echoey stairwells feels even worse, so I step into the elevator when the door opens and quickly press the button to go down. It's only when the elevator starts moving that I realize I've been holding my breath. I let it out slowly and focus on even breathing, a technique my mother taught me when I was little to control my emotions, but it's not helping much now. When the elevator reaches the ground floor and the doors open, I poke my head outside and glance both directions before stepping out. The lobby looms empty and cavernous like some hungry creature, but everything remains still. With a quick gait, I stride toward the exit, trying to ignore the eerie echo of my heels on the marble flooring. Just as I reach the front door, I catch a movement out of the corner of my eye. I spin, positioning my keys in my hand like Wolverine's claws, a trick Matt taught me when I was in college. Brass knuckles weren't allowed, but he showed me how this technique could be nearly as effective. I scan the area, but nothing moves. My heart is pounding so hard that it feels like it's going to burst right out of my chest. As quickly as possible, I push open the door and lock it behind me. Only then do I realize that the door was unlocked. Did I leave it unlocked when I came in? Or did Janice when she left? I can't remember, and at this point, it doesn't matter. I'm outside and I'm safe, but my car seems like an ocean away. Clutching my keys tightly in one hand and my purse in the other, I hurry toward my car. When I'm safely in the driver's seat with the door locked, I finally breathe a sigh of relief and allow myself to relax a little. I tell myself I imagined the noise, but as I drive home, I'm no longer entirely sure. My eyes gravitate to the rearview mirror as I head towards home. No car appears that I can see, but the feeling that I'm being followed does not dissipate, and it's so strong that I drive past my house the first time and circle my block just to be sure. When I'm confident there's no car, I pull into the driveway and hustle into my house. With the door locked, I glance out the windows again, just to make sure there's nothing there. The outside is dark and quiet, but my heart is still thrumming in my chest. I let the curtains fall and make my way to my bedroom, turning on the lights as I go. Even with the darkness dispelled, my heart rate does not slow. Perhaps once I get in bed it will, so I step into the bathroom to brush my teeth and prepare to turn in. As I study my reflection in the mirror, I'm surprised by how wide and fear-filled my eyes are. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I've got to get a hold on my emotions. Before I exit the bathroom, I splash some water on my face and then change into pajamas. I crawl into the bed, but though the covers are comforting, the hairs on the back of my neck refuse to lie down. It appears it will be another sleepless night.